Google Notebook LM is taking the world by storm right now. I'm going to be showing you the top 5 things that it can do that I think are mind-blowing. And stick around to land, I'll show you something really interesting. I'm the techpreneur, let's get started. If you don't know, Google Notebook LM basically is a tool that lets you summarize and interact with your notes. Without fanfare and further ado, here are the top 5 items. Use it as a study guide. Let's say you're practicing for a driving license test. You want to not have to go through a lot of books. All you have to do is go to the Google Notebook LM, paste in the URL. If you give it a sec to process all the information, you can create a study guide over here. So it's going to generate it. The great thing is with the study guide, it shows you all the most important questions that can come up within a test, and it also gives you the answer. So let's say your boss wants you to create a deep dive of 2024 trends of what's going to happen, and you have to go through a 76-page report of Best Buy. Google Notebook LM actually has a solution for that. And if you add the note as a link, it's generating the Best Buy annual report. Basically, actually summarizes like the key aspects. So significant details are present, blah, blah, blah. Let's create a briefing doc. I'm sure your boss will thank you for this. Hopefully you'll get a raise as well. But if we give it a minute since it's generating, here's the doc. See what the key findings are. Honestly, like kids in 20 years will have no idea how lucky they are. All right, so if we look at that, yeah, domestic, US, and international, blah, blah, blah. I'm already bored out of my mind. That was the free briefing note. It can summarize really complex documents into really notes and briefings. And we're going to ask it is how can we improve our pitch text or our marketing material? So in here, I have the Airbnb pitch deck. Just going to copy over the link very quickly. It actually does a really good job of highlighting what it's all about, like advantages, materials. It can actually show you a timeline of everything that happens with this. If we have a look at that, very exciting stuff. Couch surfing, blah, blah, blah. Again, it goes back to that summarizing feature when it comes to documents. So let's ask it improve this pitch deck and what are the main weaknesses. It gives a pretty good answer actually, like, oh, like the pitch deck doesn't really explain how Airbnb is different from its competitors. You can definitely use this to really improve whatever you're working on. I'm going to be analyzing my own YouTube channel's data. As you can see, a spreadsheet with all of the numbers for the whole year, like the watch time, how many likes, impressions, all that stuff. Over here, we have impressions, all that stuff. Over here, we have like the current trends from the briefing it gave me, which is really useful. Like I said, I asked it why I'm doing wrong. It gives me to be more specific. But then I asked it more specifically how I can improve watch hours, and it gave a fairly detailed answer. What you did in this video, which is generic questions. But again, if I had a bit more time, I would have asked it more specific questions. But that's mainly it. Like as you can see, it lets you interact with complex data. So stay tuned for the last example because it's really cool. For sticking around for the last part of the video. And here's the bonus example. I want to create a sports podcast. Add this as a video source. Just copy and paste the source. Just love the clown. I don't know what the logic behind this is. Let's generate a deep dive. You can use this to create podcasts and marketing podcasts for your own articles, for like competitor articles. It does take a few minutes to generate. And I should warn you guys, it doesn't actually tell you when the podcast is ready to be viewed. You kind of do have to refresh the page a few times. Podcast is ready. It actually took over like maybe a solid 10 minutes or longer for it to show up, but let's listen to it.
All right, so Manchester United. They're making headlines, but not really for like what's happening on the pitch. It's more like all this drama that.
Oh, and you can also download it as well.
It's off the field.
Yeah, the boardroom battles, everybody's talking.
Yeah, so like picture this, right?
Okay.
It's like a scene out of Succession.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of like, corporate takeovers and stuff, it's with football.
Right.
Like big egos and power struggles.
Yeah, and decisions that are just like
head scratchers.
Yeah.
Even for people that, have been following the sport for ages.
Can you imagine what this will do in like a few years' time? I honestly can't. Like there's this really cool thing called the data net theory, which I'll get into another time. But honestly, like this is insane. Like it can generate an entire podcast. Like if you work in marketing, this is free content, literally free content with the click of a button. And this was the last thing that it can generate. What do you guys think was your favorite item like that I showed you today? let me know in the comments below. And if you have any content suggestions, please let me know as well. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and before I go, just a small, tiny little favor. If you like what you've seen here below, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much.